Bitcoin had a beautiful pump. Is it all starting? Is this the moment we've been waiting for? Well, I've got some rate cut news, which we need to discuss. That's got the markets very excited. Lots of other great things to discuss today. We've got Ethereum news. We got altcoin news. We got lots of stuff to talk about. And of course, answering your questions, second half of the streams. Make sure to stick around for the good times and the jokes. We have fun. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. Papa Pal, he has told us what's happening with the money. Jerome Powell delivered his speech, of course. We covered this a bit at the weekend, but dive into it a bit more today. He said the balance of risks to our mandate has changed. We do not welcome further cooling labor market conditions, a.k.a. we need to start cutting the damn interest rates or the labor markets are going to go to hell in a handbasket. Some already saying the Fed could be doing too little too late. A 25 basis point cut may not be enough. First cut coming in September. More cuts following. Alex here saying the Fed will start cutting soon. This is fully priced in, though. What has changed is the market increasing the odds of a 50 basis point cut in September. Now, Jerome Powell is going to have to make some pretty good arguments in terms of, hey, we're cutting 50 basis points, guys, but everything's still okay. 50 basis points would kind of, to an extent, be admitting that we've lost control of what's going on and that we're now getting afraid that labor markets will be cooling too hard, too fast, right? That's not good. So CPI is out the window. Nobody cares about inflation anymore unless it starts rearing its ugly head again. But inflation largely should be a solved problem. The problem now, the other mandate of the Fed, is what's going on with the labor markets and unemployment potentially increasing. All eyes are going to be on, I think, September 6th. Yeah, September 6th payrolls. That's going to be the big one. If that comes in bad, markets potentially not going to like that, at least between that happening and the cuts in September 18th, is it, when the next Fed meeting is? So that's what we're watching now. CPI is out. Jobs data's in, baby. Let's go. Craig Shapiro saying Powell cutting rates within a whisker of all-time highs of the S&P 500 with credit spreads basically record tight, with inflation running above 2.5%, while employment is at a level that would be considered at maximum for most of the last 50 years of data, is a massive capitulation that will usher in a tremendous hard asset boom as he has sacrificed in long-time stability and hegemony of the U.S. dollar to help save the U.S. government finances. It's hard to find an alternative explanation for the speed of the pivot, throwing out most Fed reaction and function orthodoxy. It is what it is. We knew this was coming eventually. I thought it would happen after more pain was seen in the economy and financial markets first to give more time before inflation returned. But Powell is trying to preempt the pain in an election year and help his legacy of nailing the soft landing without any issues. I doubt history will wind up being so kind to that legacy. I predict a return to inflation before lower rates are able to save the deterioration in the labor market. Get your currency debasement trades on. There you go. Got your gold, got your Bitcoin. Interesting. Daniel here coming in saying most often have a misconception that markets fall after the first rate cut. Well, that is true for recessionary cuts. Normalization cuts are extremely bullish. Assuming economic data holds, the Fed will deliver a normalization cut in September, and we will be entering one of the most bullish setups for crypto that I've seen in a while. Few are aware the next uptrend has already started. Don't fight the Fed. What's fascinating right now is that you have either half the people saying like this is it's gonna be done. We're over. Great cuts are coming. And I see this chart that keeps getting shared around. You've probably seen it. I didn't bring it up for today, but it's this chart that shows when rate cuts have happened, followed by massive crashes in the stock market. Usually the recessions were already here. Usually the stock markets were already down when that happened. But you'll notice if you see that chart around, next time you look at that chart and you see a chart with all the red arrows pointing to like, this is what happens, rate cuts happen, everything goes to hell. Except for in the 80s and the 90s when we had multiple rate cuts, and Armageddon did not happen. In fact, mid-90s is probably a very good times, by the way, the mid-90s. I know, Grandpa here. Oh, back in the 90s, kids, we had dial-up internet, and when you had to remember your friend's phone number, you called him on a landline phone. Had a list of phone numbers there on the wall by call your friends. Anyway. Okay, Grandpa, good story. So, back in the mid-90s, we had the cut situation, and then we have, of course, had the .com boom. Now, some are saying, and again, some are saying that maybe we're in this late 90s scenario where the AI boom is going to carry us for this sort of final market rally peak before the realities of AI not revolution the economy tomorrow catch up with everybody, right? Still, though, that could leave a lot of fuel left in the tank for the markets, okay? Too many bullish YouTubers makes me nervous. Yeah, always be careful of overly bullish sentiment, no matter where it comes from. Okay, there we go. Fajal saying, if only you knew how silly things are about to get. Insane new home sales print. Cutting rates into a 6% of GDP fiscal deficit and reaccelerating economy is going to bite us in the ass very hard in 2026, but I'm going to make money in the meantime. Make sure to own hard assets. Very, very interesting. Flow Horse coming in saying, if you believe markets are forward looking, why would you assume the 2026 outlook is not dragged forward? Fajal says, I believe that the idea is highly out of consensus, still not priced in and won't be for a while. It'll take many months for people to realize the seeds we're sowing right now. Don't think it's a tradable idea. Just going to not fight the Fed in the meantime until the consensus changes. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? 10.6% new home sales up. So, but our real estate markets are falling apart, Lark. I know. Here we go. We see one of the many times when rate cuts are coming in, but what about the unemployment rate? Again, that's the big thing everyone's going to be talking about. Brett here is saying, for those bringing up 1995, 1998, when we had rate cuts and we didn't have a giant recession immediately following after those, in all three of those examples, unemployment was trending down. In 2019, was at a 50-year low. Every other time when unemployment was trending up and we saw rate cuts, it led to a sell-off in equities and a continued climb in unemployment rate. So a lot of conflicting data. And again, are we going to thread the needle and have this massive golden bull run in 2025? Well, we all hope so, right? But then you have this sort of reality of the unemployment markets and unemployment and stuff like that continuing to drag on the economy and people's consciousness that, oh my gosh, we could still have that recession soon, right? Rate cuts are good for stocks unless there's a recession. Great chart there. When we have a rate cut and recession, stocks go to hell. When we have a rate cut without a recession, stocks boom. Basically that easy. Let's hope there's no recession. I know some people are already saying, but we're already in a recession, Lark. Not officially. Not officially. Bob here saying, for those certain we've been in a recession for a while now, it's pretty clear companies do not agree with that view. Interesting. They aren't even thinking about a recession ahead at all, unlike a few years ago. That's very interesting, isn't it? So this is the number of times the word recession was mentioned in earnings calls. Again, a lot of conflicting data. Now, we do have to talk about the Pavel Durov story real quick. Actually, maybe we'll just do that after a real quick shout out to BYBIT, guys. If you are a cryptocurrency trader, got yourself an account over on BYBIT. Sorry, Americans and Brits, you're excluded from this, but they got a pretty crazy deal going on right now. They're giving away a truckload of dogs tokens worth millions of dollars. All you have to do, sign up using the link down below. That's also going to get you eligible for a $500 free trade. So it'll be $500 Bitcoin or Ethereum or Pepe trade. You get to keep the spoils of that trade. Plus, you'll get yourself some dogs. So deposit $100 or more after you use that link to get signed up, and you'll be eligible for both of those giveaways. So go check it out. Now, Pavel. Let's talk about Pavel. Pavel Durov, founder of Telegram, just arrested in France after stepping off his plane. So this is a crazy situation. This is the founder of Telegram. And I know a lot of people are like, what about the Telegram network? Crypto coins, obviously. I know we all love our social media, but what about the price of my crypto coins, Lark? Look, my guess is that Pavel has set things up in such a way that the Telegram blockchain is going to be fine. The Telegram network is going to be fine. And this dude's got truckloads of money. I'm sure he'll be able to fight his way at least into something, right? Unlike previous people who have fought for the freedom of information and stuff like that, people like Julian Assange, who wasn't quite as well funded. Pavel Durov's probably a billionaire. So he's got some money behind him, right? Plus, it becomes a situation where the Russian state is now going to want to get him back for political purposes. So there's going to be some stuff going on. All right. It's not such a clear cut like thing. But anyway, basically, what France is saying is that they're going to charge him with enabling terrorism, with enabling trafficking of drugs and sex and all kinds of stuff. And we've probably just got some video to monetize. You're not allowed to talk about these things, guys. These are serious people conversations, right? You're not allowed to have the kind of conversations. Go watch a Mr. Beast video and be entertained, right? Bread and circuses for the masses. Anyway, and money laundering. Of course, money laundering. Why wouldn't you be laundering money, right? Basically, if you watch a recent Tucker Carlson video with Pavel, he's saying that, yeah, the security services have been pressuring him for a long time and trying to bribe people on his payroll and stuff like that to try to get backdoors into Telegram, that they want to know what people are saying on there. I mean, look at the way the world's going, man. You know, you can't post memes in the UK anymore without getting a visit from the cops. What is that? They're arresting the founders of social media platforms because they're not censoring people. What's going on, man? It's getting crazy out there. That's what's going on. And you realize, what's all this have to do with Bitcoin, Lark? You realize why Satoshi faded away into the background. And maybe Satoshi's dead. We don't know. Maybe he just disappeared. He's just watching all this shit play out from the sideline, just going like, yeah, Pavel. Yeah, see, this is why I stayed anonymous, man. Just gonna sit here with my million Bitcoin until it is the global currency, and then I'm gonna cash out a little bit. I'm sure he's got plenty of wallets that were not tracked wallets. Anyway, besides the point, the need for decentralized systems is very, very real. I know. We all like to talk about getting super rich with crypto, but part of what keeps me coming back to crypto is not just the best casino aspect, right? Which is, meme coins and all that stuff sometimes, and not just the investment opportunities. It's all very exciting. Making money is great. I love making money. You do too. It's probably most of the reason why you're here. But to remember the reason why all this stuff exists in the first place, why Bitcoin exists in the first place, is because of this. Because of the massive censorship that we're increasingly seeing in Western nations in particular. I mean, my goodness, they've been saying, go China and Russia all these years, man, all these guys over there, like, yeah, but you guys are doing all the same crap now. Anyway, pretty crazy to see what's going on here with Telegram. Hashtag free Pavel. Hopefully this dude gets out of there and gets back somewhere safe where he's not going to be persecuted. But man, crazy. I mean, just think about it. They don't want you to have free speech tools. And thank gosh we have Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is speech. Bitcoin is money, and it's the most powerful computer network in the world. Nobody controls it. Nobody can control it. You can send money to anyone, anywhere, at any time. By the way, Pavel Durov has said most of his wealth is in cash in a bank account in Dubai and in Bitcoin. One of us. Okay, let's continue. The price of Bitcoin. Gosh, we got a lot to get through still, so I'll try to blast the rest of it here for you guys. Price of Bitcoin, a crazy pump this weekend. Of course, due to what the Fed said on Friday. Markets loved it. We'll see, of course, how stock markets open up in a few hours. Beautiful pump here from 60, basically up to 65K in one daily candle. That's nice. Now, very interesting area. And this is a move that was driven by a specific news story. So we'll see if we can get that continuation. But what have I been saying for the last few days? What do we want to see, right? Because back here, we had the MACD bull cross, which I was saying, hey, guys, that's an opportunity there for those looking for going long, right? We're at the 200-day EMA. Bull cross coming into the MACD. If you see a bit of confirmation coming in for that, that could signal a new rally in the market forming up. How long we last, how much legs it has, that remains to be seen. But anyway, we've now retaken the 50-day EMA, the 100-day EMA, and just come back above the bull market support band. Very interesting. Very interesting. I would not be surprised to see a retest back down here to retest these moving averages. Again, let's see how stock markets play out. Daniel says, it's interesting, a big flare up in the Middle East didn't crash Bitcoin today. Also interesting. I saw that. Maybe, they didn't want it. They, the powers, the B, didn't want to crash markets over that today. They'll do it another day. They'll wait. Anyway, very interesting place for Bitcoin right now. See how that keeps playing out. Great chart here from Crypto.com. I'm going to share with you real quick. This is weekly Bollinger Band width. So he says, soon I believe the Bitcoin cycle top callers will be left in the dust as business carries out as normal. This is the third and final low volatility phase that comes mid-cycle every cycle on weekly Bollinger Band width. 5 months sideways price action is not new. Missing out on 2025 is missing out on 2021, 2017, and 2013, aka the big moves in the cycle when all the money is made. And that's the thing. Is all this recession stuff going to scare you out of your bags? Right? Or do you believe that the best of the market is still to come? We shall see. Big news out of Sony, by the way. Sony is launching an Ethereum layer 2 blockchain. Crazy. Come on. Like, look at the level of adoption happening right now for crypto chains. All these giant institutions coming in. All these big gaming studios coming in, and Sony's launching. I mean, how long until there's a Facebook? Well, okay, there was the attempt for Facebook blockchains back in the day, maybe a better example, but a lot of others. There's going to be Samsung blockchain, and there's going to be Apple blockchain, and on and on and on and on and on. And what's interesting is they're no longer just going out and trying to build their own blockchains. What they're doing is they're building Ethereum layer 2s. They're building on top of Ethereum. I mean, come on. Sony's a pretty big deal, right? This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Great for all things Ethereum. Oh, except for the price of Ethereum. I mean, come on. Come on, Ethereum. What is up here, dude? Look at this. Bitcoin pumped $5,000 in a single candle. Ethereum's like, best I can do is $100. It's the best. No, nothing more than that, man. Come on, Ethereum. Come on. I tell you, sometimes. Adriano Faria saying, who would have guessed that the first normie corporation to run an Ethereum layer 2 would be Sony? Who's next? Yeah, who's next is the real question. I think we'll see a lot more. Again, crypto, no matter what happens to the prices of crypto is not going anywhere. It's only going to get bigger over time. The prices of our assets will vary dramatically, and sometimes it might get liquidated. Watch out for leverage, kids. Come on, Lark, learn the lesson already. Anyway, crypto's not going anywhere, right? It's not. A lot of your altcoins are going to go to zero, but crypto as an asset class is not going anywhere, okay? Also, we have Russia planning to create at least 2 cryptocurrency exchanges, one focused on foreign economics and trade activities. The other is planned to be established in Moscow. In addition, a stable currency links to the RMB and the BRICS currency basket will be created. Do you see what's happening? The entire world is going to run on crypto rails pretty soon. Global commerce is going to run on crypto rails pretty soon. Here until the end of the decade, wild potential, absolutely wild potential. So I hope you are paying attention. Okay. A lot of other coins following Bitcoin up. Of course, Solana had a nice ride today from 140 to 160. MACD also showing an uptrend here for that, reclaiming all the major moving averages. Let's see if it can hold. We might get a retest here, 150. If we get a retest and a bounce, that could be a good indication for Solana. Meme coins struggling right now to get that momentum built back up. Dog with hat, of course, being the big daddy right now on Solana. Everyone's been talking about. We see, of course, it has had a nice round back up, struggling right now to reclaim the 50-day EMA, probably waiting for more signal from Solana itself before market participants really start to chase back into that. Hey, guys, real quick as well, we're doing a 20% discount on the trading course right now. There's a link down below in the description for that. So if you want to get into the basics of trading, right? So if you're looking at trading, if you want to understand trading, what is this stuff we're talking about? What's a MACD? What's an RSI, right? What's support resistance? How do you set up moving averages, et cetera, et cetera? What's a head and shoulders pattern? All this kind of stuff. Crypto basics, right? Your Crypto 101 course for trading. We're doing 20% discount on that right now. You can find a link down below for that in the description. Okay, so Avalanche as well has been following markets up. Of course, we had some very bullish news last week with Franklin Templeton throwing some money on chain there. That did get us up to the 100-day EMA, rejected there currently. Let's see if we can continue to rally up higher beyond that. get back above, of course, the key bull market support band here. $30 might be the extent of a potential rally here for Avalanche, getting that first knock up before potentially getting knocked back a little bit. We'll see how it goes, though. Big news from Trader Joe. Trader Joe just leaked their golden roadmap on their community call. So this is the TLDR, okay? There's much more in-depth post over on the Trader Joe account. By the way, I hold Trader Joe amongst other cryptocurrencies like AVAX. If you want to see my portfolio disclosures, link down below in the description on YouTube, pin comment over on X. You'll find all my current holdings, all my pre-sale investments, stuff like that. Okay. Plus, you also find a risk statement because investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all of your money. Okay. Never forget it. So, Trader Joe, my Trader Joe bag's been very nice. Great real yield coin paying out in USDC. Trader Joe just leaked their golden roadmap on their community call. So, stuff coming. They have a token mill. So, basically, a new launch pad coming with bonding curve features, built-in token lockers. Creators can launch tokens in a few clicks. Joe V4. So, a similar experience to your favorite centralized exchange. So much enhanced trading features, best rates in town with built-in aggregator features, better liquidity, better efficiency, plus a Joe loyalty program boosting organic use of Trader Joe products and rewarding loyal users of the Trader Joe suite. Lots of big things coming for Trader Joe. Remains one of my favorite DeFi investments. Ruski Bot says we got another shakeout coming, folks. Oh, there's going to be lots of shakeouts. Remember, when we get to whatever crazy prices we're going to get to later, never let anybody at the top tell you that you were lucky. This shit ain't easy, man. It'll test you so many times. Jake here sharing Sonic is poised for a Solana-style comeback. Of course, that's currently Phantom rebranding into Sonic. A lot of things coming. He says, much like Solana's Rocket 2022, Sonic has faced its own share of challenges, multi-chain exploit and foundation hack, Andre leaving, brutal bear market. These factors collectively drove his price down. Now the negative influences are fading away. Bullish catalysts are piling up. Sonic Chain upgrade, Q4. Ethereum gateway, Andre's back. Okay. The airdrop program, very big. We covered that the other day, like 190 million S tokens being given away. Sonic Boom Bounty program, nearly fully circulating supply at 80%. So you're not going to be constantly dumped on by VCs like some of these low float, highly fully diluted value token coins. The rebrand, of course, Chainlink partnership, all that kind of stuff. So people might forget that in the last cycle, this is one of those ones that went down like, 90% before it pumped like 20,000%. And then, of course, went back down in the bear market. But that's altcoin volatility for you, isn't it? And, of course, the story of stories. Base, and all my base bags, man. My Aerodrome, my Brett, my Miggles, my Benji, the good boy of base. Active addresses on base hit over 1 million. It's crazy, man. So many people doing so many things on base. I think we're going to see again, right now, top tier is base and Solana. Okay. That's where all the attention's going and money largely going right now. After that, you have Telegram Open Network and Avalanche and some other competitor chains. And, a lot of people trying to get a lot of attention right now. Anyway, there we go. So let's hydrate, guys. And then talk crypto. Oh, yeah. Pulling that knot tight, watching the veins swell. I really need a new dose of hopium. Will, let's go. Let's go, man. I know how it feels. It's been pretty crazy in markets for the last, since March. After 2022 and 2023, there was a lot of tough times in the markets. And okay, late 2023, yeah, finally we're getting back. We're doing something. Something's happening. I can feel again. Oh, Bitcoin 74K. Oh my gosh. And then 6 months of sideways ranging price with altcoins bleeding out to disgusting lows. I know there's been some altcoins that have done pretty well during that time. Solana, of course, the standout example. Telegram Open Network has done relatively well. There's been some bouncing, things pop up, new meme coins and stuff like that. But it's been wildly player versus player out here. It's been a pretty brutal market for most people. What's the best way to get on base besides memes? Well, it's a tricky one. Aerodrome is probably one of the best ways. That's a bag I have. So I've got a Brett bag, an Aerodrome bag, some other more speculative stuff that's launching on base or has launched on base. Very small positions and some of those things from our pre-sales. Yeah, it's interesting. I think right now we're seeing expansions of DeFi protocols from Ethereum and stuff over to base, right? But we're not seeing such a huge number of native base protocols right now launching. We will. We're seeing more and more people deploy directly onto base, skipping over everything else and going straight to base, because that's where 50% of the daily active users for Ethereum layer 2s are. They're on base. Okay, so we're going to see a lot more stuff coming over there soon, without a doubt. But right now, the big players, it's the Brett meme coin and it's Aerodrome, really. Those are the two biggest apps right now on base. So, or app and token, right? On base. So there's a lot of other stuff happening. I know there's much smaller dexes and stuff. Like I know a lot of you guys talk about alien base and stuff all the time, which is very, very small by comparison, right? If it does well, huge upside. The risk is it doesn't do well, and then it just gets eclipsed by bigger players, of course. But there's a lot of stuff to look into over on base. There's a lot of protocols. Let me just bring something up here for you guys real quick. Okay. So this is base right now. And again, as you can see, Aerodrome's number one. So it's probably one of the best proxy bets you can make, especially if you're farming the token, right? Because there's huge token emissions. You got to try to benefit from that. Uniswap's number two, though, right? And yeah, I mean, it's not exclusive by any means to base, right? And plus the token's utter garbage. Now, maybe Uniswap switches on the fee sharing at some point. Then it's not garbage anymore. Then I got time for Uniswap. But until then, the Uniswap governance token is garbage. Great exchange. I love it. I've used Uniswap so many times. Token, hot mess until they turn on fee sharing, which was promised back in like 2020, by the way. Still has not happened. And I know there's been a lot more talk of it happening, so maybe we see it happen sooner. But anyway, you can go on here, Aave, the fourth biggest protocol. So look, there's a lot of other things here as well. And you can come here and dig around in DeFi Llama and, see which ones of these are very specifically base only, but a lot of these are not base only. Most of these are on multi-chains, right? Radiant's multi-chain, Synthetics is multi-chain. Beefy's multi-chain. Some of these other ones may or may not be. Like I'm not familiar with Morpho or Overnight Finance or Extra Finance. Maybe they're base specific, but just gives you an idea of still how relatively new the base ecosystem is. While there's so much excitement that's actually built around base and how many users are going over there and doing stuff on base. And we're going to see gaming come to base. We're already seeing some AI protocols launch over there and stuff like that. So big things will happen. It's just a matter of time. Show me on the chart where Uniswap touched. I had got that Uniswap airdrop back in the day. It was great, man. Free money. It's fantastic. Sold it for some more Bitcoins. Good time. Anyway, I know. Thoughts on Litecoin? I don't think about Litecoin. Look, said it a few times before, but we'll say it again. Litecoin back when I first bought Litecoin in 2017 made sense. Made sense back then, right? It's a cheaper version of Bitcoin to use. And, the silver to Bitcoin's gold nowadays. And 2024, I mean, what the heck is the point of Litecoin? I know it's the master of its own algorithm. I know it's got a community. I know it's got sort of broad adoption across exchanges and ATMs and payments and stuff like that. But I have a hard time getting excited about it, to be honest. I really do. I'm sure it'll do okay this cycle. When everything pumps, Litecoin will probably pump too, but it doesn't get me going from 6 o'clock to midnight, if you know what I mean. Okay. Lark, how do you feel about Jito? Well, I don't have a strong opinion on Jito right now, but we are going to be reviewing that soon in the newsletter, so keep an eye out for that. Might be a few weeks, but we've just added it to the list of things to watch today to do a review on. So we will be doing that. Thoughts on Maple Finance and Theta? No real opinion on either of those, to be honest. I never used Maple Finance. I think you have to KYC for it, and I just never cared enough to do it. Was that Maple Finance or that Goldfinch? Maybe I'm confusing them. Anyway, Theta, you know, it's one of those ones that's been around for a while. I talked to, is it Mitch? It might be Mitch. I think we interviewed him back in like 2019, something like that, a while ago in 2020. We even did a review on it earlier this year. I don't know. Hasn't really floated my boat to the extent that I've thought, okay, I need to go and put a bunch of money into that. Not saying they're not doing stuff, but just, I don't know, it hasn't got me super excited. Better off buying Bitcoin than Litecoin. I agree. Thoughts on Decentraland? Decentraland, Sandbox, all that kind of stuff. Wilder World, all of this stuff will probably start getting a lot of attention when gaming more broadly starts getting a lot of attention again, or if, I don't know, maybe Facebook starts doing metaverse stuff again. But we'll see all that get attention again at some point. But I think it'll all be rather cyclical, and it'll pump when we have a gaming narrative pump. Then you'll see the metaverse stuff pump along with it. What about the call that Crash made on the bull meme on Tron? Look, I don't know. There's so many new memes popping up on Tron. We got a video coming on Tron memes later if you want to find out about how to play that game. But man, my general thesis on it was, holy crap, I cannot deal with another. No, Tron. I'm not coming over. Stop dangling all the tasty carrots. I know there's going to be meme pumps over there. I know money's going to be made. I got to watch out for my sanity here, guys. Okay. I can't be on, I just can't. I don't want to be on another chain. No, Justin, son. No, stop looking at me like that. No, no. No, but seriously, guys, look, I have not really thought too much about Tron season or the memes on Tron. And we do have a video coming on that because I know a lot of you guys are interested. That being said, I'm probably not going to be chasing that dragon, let's say. Will Aave hit $240 a cycle? I hope so. Be great. That'd be great. Hey, Lark, can Wen on Solana make a big move, or is this a dead cat at this point? Look, I don't know. Maybe, right? If there's a cat season again on Solana, but there's so many meme coins, man. There's only so much liquidity go between all of them, right? And the cabal, let's say, has chosen certain meme coins that are going to reach the hollowed spaces of the $1 billion plus market cap. And when launched by Jupiter, right? Pretty cool stuff. I mean, free money. Thanks, guys. Will it have a big splash in the future? I have no idea. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, you're not talking about Digibit. Come on, man. 2017 called, they want their crypto coins back. Holy cow. You know, no hate on Digibit, by the way. We reviewed Digibit back in the day. I cannot remember the guy's name. We talked to the guy from Digibit, had an interview with him. But the truth is, literally nobody talks about or cares about Digibit anymore. And I know it was like a hot thing back in 2017, but that was a long, long time ago, guys. Let's see where old Digibit's at. Wow, 287. I'm actually surprised it's actually still at number 287. So it's got a $130 million market cap soon. Oh, fair play, Digibit. That's a lot more relevant than I thought you would have remained market cap wise. You know, some of these things just kind of never die off, right? I don't know, man. There's like basically nothing happening on Digibit, or certainly no one talking about it. Maybe you're in some niche circle or whatever where people are talking about Digibit all the time, but it's definitely not one that I have pegged as the strong narrative of the cycle. Now, look, maybe I'm going to be totally proven wrong on that statement, right? And Digibit comes out and they figured out how to cure cancer and puppy sadness on the blockchain, and they go to multi-billion-dollar market cap. And I'm like, well, egg on my face. But right now, yeah, not trying to. I want your bags to do well, guys. Always remember, when I make critical comments about anything, I want your bags to do well. I want you to make money. Okay. Lark, oh, that's a good question. Once this cycle is over, do you think it'll be a shorter or less extreme bear market than in the past? Really depends on how the recession boils down. We will get a recession in the USA at some point. The only question and variance of difference is going to be, is it coming sooner or is it coming later? Is it going to come in 2026? Some people are saying, oh, the end of the year, it's going to start. Jobs are just going to be too rough. And the Fed's cutting into this jobs apocalypse, and it's too little too late. And it's going to be the new Great Depression, a new global depression. And it's going to be the worst times ever. Basically a throwback to the Great Depression of the 30s, right? This is going to be the end times for all of our coins and everything. That's certainly one opinion you will hear very, very frequently touted by bears, right? My guess is that whenever a recession does come, it'll probably be rough enough, let's say. It's been a while since we've had a pretty rough recession. COVID recession was basically a non-recession recession, just driven by this one specific thing, not sort of any sort of blow up in the macro markets and economic depression, right? So we'll see. When the bear market comes, don't know. It's definitely a topic that I think about quite a bit, but I don't have a good answer for it. I wish I did. I wish I could say this is what's definitely going to happen, and we're going to have this really short and shallow recession, which is definitely a possibility, right? The sort of consensus take right now is that when the recession comes, it's going to be like the big one, right? Whereas maybe not. Maybe they just keep kicking the can down the road for a few more years. Okay, let's try and catch up. I'm a few minutes behind here. Digibit's cheap and predictable. True. Just not very used. Lark, about $200 a Solana on the Phantom wallet using the MoonPay provider. I received $190 as a $10 fee normal for crypto or for the Phantom wallet. So when you're using these third-party payment services, expect to pay big fees, right? You pay for convenience. If you're using your credit card to buy crypto, for example, or like look at what is it? Coinbase, I think, charges like 4% or something if you buy with your credit card. Those are crazy fees. However, if you do a bank transfer and send money from your bank to your centralized exchange account, and that's the cheapest way to do it. You'll just pay a few dollars in bank transfer fees, and then you can change all that money into stable coins and then do your stuff from there. That's the way you want to be doing it. Buying with credit cards through wallet providers and stuff like that, convenient, but usually you're paying high fees for it. AntShares. You guys are funny. AntShares rebranded in 2017 to become Neo. Oh my gosh, you guys just trolling me now, asking about 2017 Dino coins. No new buyers of any coins, no new pump. You do need people to buy the coins. What if everyone is so broke that they can't invest into coins? It's definitely a good question. The question is, how many people are actually broke? And there's always people who are broke in the economy, right? But then there's always plenty of people who are not broke. And you have to think that really at any given time in markets, 50% of people plus are simply not participating because they can't even afford a flat tire, let alone investing in literally anything. Okay? So I guess the real question you want to ask is retail going to come back? Because essentially, that's what you want to see to pump up markets and essentially have enough exit liquidity for us all to be able to sell our bags for 10x higher, right? That's what you need. Rampant greed and excitement. And look, in a weird way, that sort of vibe, what if everyone's broke, they can't invest into coins, is exactly why they're going to invest into coins, right? When Bitcoin breaks out beyond 72K and we grind up to 100K, suddenly everybody starts paying attention again. Suddenly, everybody remembers their Coinbase accounts again. Suddenly, everybody finds a bit of money because, holy crap, if I can just put $100 into the right meme coin, I'm going to become a millionaire. Suddenly, everybody finds money. You just watch. Careful of a Bart Simpson pattern playing out. Yeah, I could see that. Would anybody be surprised if we Barted back down on Bitcoin? That, of course, would be to say we come back down to here, back down to $60,000. Oh, yeah, the Fed's going to save us, and blump. I wouldn't be shocked. You wouldn't either. None of that stuff surprises me. Lark, thoughts on the graph? Google blockchains, the one and only decentralized indexing protocol out there. Graph's cool. My money's on Subsquid. Invested, obviously. Literally, my money's on it. As a much smaller market cap competitor to the graph with a lot more potential upside than the graph. But the idea of indexing and stuff like that, I think, is an important service infrastructure play for a crypto investment. Coinbase, 4% buy and 4% sell. Brutal fees. Jeez. Yeah, by the way, that's just on like the brokerage side. If you guys are actually, again, you want to just send cash from your bank account and then use Coinbase Pro. If you're using Coinbase, that's the cheapest way to do it. Okay. Coinbase is a fine exchange. They do have higher fees, but they also have great liquidity and all that kind of stuff. And they're, say, trusted exchange, right? So there's reasons you might want to pay that slightly higher fee to use Coinbase because it's a bit more sort of, safety, right? But you certainly don't need to pay the high fees that they charge on their brokerage side when like buying with credit card. You're just losing money that way. It's silly. Do it the proper way. Send a bank transfer. Send the money over to Coinbase Pro. Do it properly. Okay, guys? Don't be lazy. Oh, here you go. Look at this. And you can even do a monthly subscription on Coinbase. Basically has no fees. Ta-da. Especially if you're using it a lot, right? If you're just buying $100 worth of Bitcoin, probably not so useful. But if you're actually trading over there with like thousands or tens of thousands or more, I know some of you guys are, then maybe that's worth it. Bitcoin isn't pumping right now. Bitcoin pumped the other day because of the Fed, and that's what we're talking about, or what we talked about earlier in the video. My channel says, I'm not sure why you're excited about rate cuts. 71% of the time, market dumped after rate cuts. Context is important, and there's a few. Again, we talked about this at the start of the video, but you're talking about, so let's address it real quick. So often rate cuts come in the middle of a recession to try to stimulate things, right? Usually the market's already down dramatically by the time that rate cuts are come in. However, and you can go back and watch earlier in the video, right, where we cover some of the charts and stuff like this, but essentially when you have rate cuts in a recession, yeah, it's bad. And if we had a recession on right now, I know some people are saying, but it's already in a recession. Look at people sleeping in their cars and shit. Yeah, man, people have been sleeping under bridges and in their cars in America since I've been a kid. Right? I remember seeing this shit when I was a kid. Maybe it's a little bit more now. Whatever. Shit grinds on. But until we actually have a recession announced, there's no recession. Okay? So when you have a rate cut outside of a recession, usually bullish. So that's the important thing to note here. Recessionary cuts, bearish. Non-recessionary cuts, bullish. Jobs data, of course, becomes the X factor here. Worsening jobs data could push markets to the brink. Okay? Softer than expected, or at least consensus jobs data, probably going to be okay. Fingers crossed. Okay. One or two more here. Like a sad degenerate, I stuck $1,000 on the green Satoshi token. Any thoughts here? That have its day 3 years ago. Gosh, GST. Was that the rewards token from Steppen? Is that the one I'm thinking of here? Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's the Steppen rewards token. Probably has had its day just from the perspective that those kind of rewards tokens, man, they just get hit so hard because everybody who goes out for a walk gets the tokens and then they go sell them for cash, right? So I don't know, maybe walk to earn narrative is going to come back in a really big way. And if that happens, then yeah, Steppen is well situated for doing well in that scenario. But Yeah. Not loving your odds. When $140 link. We're waiting. Oh, it's nothing like you remember, Lark. Homelessness is a serious issue now, way worse than the 90s and 2000s. I would not be surprised. Every time I go to America, I seem to be surprised about how much worse things have gotten. And this thing, I haven't lived in America in a very, very long time. I still have family there, so I go back every now and then. And I'm just like, holy crap, what is going on here? It's such a just stark difference. And I know there's like bastions of like really, really nice stuff, like Miami or whatever, but it's wild because you go to Dubai or Singapore or Australia or something, you're like, yeah, everything's pretty damn nice here. This is great. And then you go to America and you're like, holy crap, what's going on here? No shade on America. Okay, I grew up in America. Lots of love, all right? But holy cow. Yeah, I would not be surprised to see things are way worse than even I'm seeing. I don't see that much of America when I go there. Lark, would it be advisable to invest in Sony stock? I have no idea. No idea. No comment. I think they're don't forget to hydrate. Obviously, buying Sony stock would be a proxy bet for their layer 2 taking off, but Sony's such a big company. I think that their crypto division, their Ethereum layer 2 network's probably not going to be like, their number one money earner by any means. It'll probably be a relatively small division of the company if we're keeping it real. It's very impactful that a company like Sony is launching an Ethereum layer 2. It's massive for the crypto markets. For Sony as a company, probably not going to move the needle much for them, in my opinion, right? When people come back to work after the summer, the jobs numbers should look a little better. That's probably why they waited till September. Holy crap. Can everybody in Europe and America just come on? This is New Zealand. Down here in New Zealand, it's winter. It's rainy outside. It's cold. Okay, we're working. Can all you lazy butts up in the Northern Hemisphere get off the beach? Okay, your summer vacation's over. Okay, get off the Amalfi Coast. Right? You don't need to be in the south of France anymore. Just pack it up, go home, okay, and start aping into crypto coins. Come on, everybody. Do it for the culture. Let's go. Call up all your friends who are on the beach today and say, get your lazy butts off the beach. Get back here. Time to get the markets going again, baby. Yeah, the summer lull definitely has had an effect on the markets. It's always August is always probably one of the roughest times, right? Lark can sway 20x this cycle. Maybe. I don't know, man. Everybody sure was talking about it a few weeks ago, weren't they? Look, in terms of being a Solana competitor and all that stuff, it's got a long way to go, right? But when speculation takes off, and speculation is really all you need for some of these things at some point. Can at 20x? I don't know. If Bitcoin goes to $200,000 and the total crypto market cap goes to 9 or 10 trillion, yeah, we'll see. If the market's not that strong, maybe not. So trying to get your brain stuck into like, it's got a 20x if you're buying it today, not financial advice, obviously, but if you're buying it today and you're waiting, okay, it's got to go 20x. You see it's up 10 or 11x, like, maybe just watch market conditions. If everyone starts posting the Rolexes and Lambos and all that stuff, like maybe think, you know what, maybe it's not going to go 20x, maybe 10x is enough. Guys, we lose touch with reality in crypto. A 10x is so stupid. It's such big money. It's such big gains. S&P 500 investors out here like, I'm going up like 7, 8, 9% a year. That's great. Compound out over 30, 40 years. How many risk? Yeah, it's got 10x, dude. It's insane. It's insane numbers. I'm going to buy some bonds. Yeah, my 4% per year. Safe. Yeah. 110x, man. 110x. That's all it takes. People get greedy. They wait for the 20x, never take any damn profits, and down goes your money. Holy cow. All right. We're going to finish up here for today, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining the stream, and I'll see you back for the next one. Peace.